Okay, welcome. It's your host Shane Gilfeather, and it's you've joined us for round 7 of the NASCAR League 2024 for SimHaus. And this round we are in Canada, across the ditch, North America, and we are at Circuit Gilles Villeneuve in Montreal, Canada. The famous Formula One circuit. These NASCAR boys are gonna show us how it's done in the big stock cars. Scott Flack on screen at the moment, topping the qualify sessions. But before we get to the times, we've got 5 minutes left in the qualify session. We'll go to the season standing thus far, and it is as follows. If you watched us last week, it's the very deserving Bruno Kolev now taking position number 1 in the championship, only 1 point ahead of rival Vlad Tokarev, who's not actually with us tonight. So he may pop in later, but we can't see him just yet. So Vlad Tokarev settles in P2. Alexis Saviliev and Matthew Parry moving up a spot as Hank Janstenica missed last couple of rounds, but he's back tonight wanting to get himself back up into the championship. Hank in P5. Then it's Ollie from Finland settling in P6, so too Troy Jaslowski, who's not here tonight, but Alexander Meshkov from Russia is here, and he's currently in P8, moving up a spot from last round. Laszlo to Glass, late starter, but definitely charging up into the top 10, as he is currently position number 9. Scott Flack missing last week, who's on screen now, relegated down to P10, but after this round, he's looking pretty strong for some solid points. So let's get on track now. We are in qualify session, and it is your guy on screen, Scott Flack, at the top. Very strong in practice, crossing the line with a 134 flat, advancing his position at the front of the field. Championship leader Bruno Kolev coming out of pits now on a fresh set of tyres. He is on his outlap, so we'll see who else is out there. Braden Pritchard, the Aussie, very strong in the V8 series and looking very strong indeed here, as he's sitting on a 135.7 in 3rd position. Gary Cross, one of a new driver with us, but not new to sim racing indeed. He's actually been a strong help in the development of this particular mod, the Stock Car 2018X, released by Studio 397. Gary's been a strong part of the development team, and that's why he's up the top already in P4, hoping to make it further up the field. Eric Chanch is back with us after a new PC. He had electrical issues, but he's back with a new computer and a new setup, racing from Indonesia. And he is already up into P5, looking very hot at the moment, although commentator's curse just spins it out of the hairpin. So we'll go to Alexis Saviliev, currently in P6, coming into turn 1. Very tricky here, and watch the action here for the first couple of laps, as the guys will be starting on a rolling start and heading into turn 1 and 2, and then stretching it down here into the chicane. Saviliev trying to maximize everything through that section there. As we'll see, this is his first flying lap, and he is just down over half a second. So we'll see who else is here. Matthew Belton, driving from Queensland. I better confirm whether that is the case. He's one of our new drivers tonight. I'm sure he's not new to the sim racing as well, as he is in P7. A lot of good drivers here tonight, a big field, 15 drivers, and we've got about 8 different countries represented here, and you can see by the national flag down by the car on the bottom right hand corner, that'll represent what country they are from. That is Matthew Belton. Daniel Opedasano, who is from Queensland, in the number 90, and he's in number 8, getting the grip with the big heavy car. He's a champion in the V8 series, and now trying to transferring that over to the stock cars. We'll see how he goes throughout the night. And that is end of quali. If you've crossed the line, you can complete it. the lap as we see William Snowden from France. Oh, just getting loose on the exit there. Trying to tame it as he comes into the little dog leg. Oh, just getting wide on the gas. A lot of horsepower there. Hang-On Steneker's in the pits and he is just waiting as he's qualified in the top 10 in the number 8 car for Pro Mixed Flame. Matthew Parry up there as well. Laszlo still trying to get to grips with the big car. He's on his fastest lap so far, although he's up on the first sector, very much down on the second sector. Let's see what he does in the third sector. Trying to improve on P13, and we'll see him as he crosses the line. The Hungarian, Laszlo to Glass for Tevez Sim Racing. Up into P11, right on the death there, so well done from Matthew Parry. Laszlo to Glass. Ahead of Alexander Mezhkov from Russia, Matthew Parry, 13, Jacob Steele. Antonis Paparopoulos is in there. And Carl Stroll is joining us as well in the number 48. So that's the end of qualifying. We'll go to the results of the qualifier session, and it is Scott Flack who will be starting on pole. Next to him, the championship leader at the moment, Bruno Kalev. Then it's Alexei Saviliev on 3. Braden Pritchard, Gary Cross, Eric Chandler, William Snowden from France, all the way up into 7 already. Well done from him. Matthew Belton, Opposano, and Hang-On Steneker is your top 10. We'll go through the grid as they go out on their rolling out lap, because it will be a rolling start. So let's get the race started. And we'll be back right after this quick message. Okay, welcome back. We are getting ready to grid up. Boys have got 1 minute to get to the grid, set up their car. We're still waiting for the majority of the drivers. Gary Cross already ready. You can see the cars popping on the grid, and it will be a rolling start, so we will be waiting for the safety car. Although they are on the grid, which worries me a little bit. Hopefully I can see. There it is. There's the safety car. Going to take him out. Usually they roll out from the grid, from the pit lane, but this time they are going to roll off from the front of the lap, and it's Scott Flack on pole. That starting order again, it will be Scott Flack starting on pole. Next to him, Bruno Kalev. Then it'll be Alexei Saviliev, Braden Pritchard, Gary Cross in 5, Eric Chandra in 6. 4th row will be William Snowden, Matthew Belton, Daniel Opposano, then Hang-On Steneker in 10. Laszlo to Glass, struggling, but improves on that last lap. That's Matthew Parry on 13. Jacob Steele 14. Antonius Paparopoulos in 15. And Carl Stroll in P16. Carl's a late starter, so we'll see how he goes. He hasn't registered, so I'm keen to find out where he's from as we roll around, getting ready for the start. lights out on the safety car, so he will be coming into pits. Listen to that V8 roar as they pass, and that is the tame version of the V8 stock cars. Next lap will be a lot louder, a lot more intense. Guys just warming up their tyres now, coming around the hairpin, doing a lot of brake checks. So that's Braden Pritchard trying to get through. Ooh, almost getting caught out there. Long, straight safety car going to the left hand side, which is the right side. He should be retiring into pit lane. He's making his way over. So come around, waiting for the green. There it is, green, and they are off. Engines roaring, here we go. Scott Flack down into turn one. He's got the inside line, but Bruno, if he gets around the outside, he'll get the line for the next corner. Scott closely closing that in. As we see, who's that? That is Matthew Belton getting caught out there. Go back to the front. And Scott Flack leading the charge. Bruno, Braden Pritchard. Massive effort. Alexis Saviliev, Eric Chantry, Gary Cross, Snowden. Your top 7 at the moment. Oppo trying to settle in. Laszlo de Gless up a couple of spots now. Scott Flack getting through. Bruno trying everything he can to get through. Go through the field, see how they're going. They're starting to settle out now. Eric Chantry up into the P5, but it's Scott Flack coming through to take lap 1 of 10. Up into the hairpin. What's Bruno going to do? Is he going to start showing his nose? But Scott Flack very strong in the NASCAR. Skin inspired by Days of Thunder, Cold Trickle in the number 46. Bruno Kalev right on the bumper, pushing him into the zone. Oh, just getting loose on the grass. Goes wide, but he has to go through. He's taking that F1 escape road. As he rejoins, he's going to lose the spot because Braden Pritchard's going to settle in too as well. And that's a gap he's lost as we come into turn 1. Braden Pritchard right up the back of Scott Flack already. Eric Chantry in the Captain America livery as well. Gary Cross in 6 already. Oppo moving up a spot, selling in a P7. Snowden, the Frenchman. Oh, I just saw Oppo taking that curb. Managed to hold it. Hang on, Stenica in the number 8. Bit rusty. He's got the Hungarian right behind him, and there's the Greek boy, number 48, Antonis. Oh, I thought he moved up in there. He did. He squeezed up next to Laszlo, and it's a sprint race. Goes around the outside, starting to warm up in the car now. Very late to the practice session, but he's definitely coming to grips with the new car. And Scott Flack stretching that lead. Braden trying to stay on, but he's got Kalev holding him behind. And we're on board now with Bruno Kalev chasing down Braden Pritchard. There'll be a drafting advantage down the straight here. As we can see, on board with Bruno Kalev. Bruno's coming on the inside. Braden trying to squeeze out, but he's managed to keep it straight. To drag race, who's going to win the battle? Oh, Braden trying to come in. Whoa, just gets caught up and straight ahead. The boys are wedged up. There's a big. They're going to lose a few spots then. Scott Flack, Gary Cross up in a second spot. And there he is. We'll just see if we can get to see what happened there. Braden trying to come in, probably a bit too tight, not expecting, but gets loose on the sausages, and unfortunately straight ahead he goes. So he's still having troubles, but it's Scott Flack out in front. Look at that advantage, already 8 seconds. Gary Cross inheriting P2, and he's got the whole field right behind him on the charge. Already Gary Cross, Alexei Saviliev just going straight ahead there. Oh, that's Oppo just getting on the gas, getting too excited there. What happened there? We'll see if we can see that replay as well. Watching Oppo in the black and red number 90. He's taken it in, he's gone too hot. Actually, he was okay, but then trying to recover, he's just lost the weight of that car, and around he goes. So he's in the pits now with Alexander Meshkov. So it's Gary Cross coming through the screen now. William Snowden, the Frenchman, up into P3, and he's got Alexei Saviliev right behind him to collect P4 at the moment. It is still early days, only 4 laps in of 10. This is going to be an exciting night of racing if this is what we're getting already. A huge field, 16 drivers. Alexei and William Snowden, the Frenchman and the Russian, racing together in Canada. Snowden's got the advantage on the inside line, but Saviliev just coming right round the outside there. And he's got teammate Hank-Jan Steneker up in a P5. He didn't think he'd be up in that position at the start of the race for sure. And Eric Chandra deep under brakes, really closing in that gap. Chandra in P6 there, and that is Antonis right behind. And here comes Bruno Kalev. Manages to recover in P8. Great racing here. Chandra trying to get on the back of Steneker from the Netherlands. Up the inside, can he get the job done? Squeezes in between the two. Can he get a good exit? He's balked Hank-Jan Steneker, so he won't get a good run on Chandra. Trying to look behind now and watch Steneker. Just counting, we have 11 drivers from 11 different countries in 16 entries so far. So make sure you get your country represented as we watch Kalev just coming up the inside there. I saw that, and that was someone going wide. I think it was Antonis falling down the field. Just watching Antonis now on the inside here. We'll see what happens. Oh, he's locked up under brakes and totally lost it and whipped it round. He's taking the shortcut to rejoin behind Kalev. And he safely gets back on. And he's in P8 at the moment. Scott Flack out in front. Look at that lead, 10 seconds ahead of Gary Cross. No one can touch Scott Flack at the moment. Absolutely dominating out the front there. So then it's the best of the rest. Gary Cross starting to gap the rest of the field too. Saviliev. And then you can see the Chandra, then the Frenchman, then the Argentinian, then the Dutchman, and then the Greek god behind him, Antonis, coming down the back. We're only halfway through. There's been plenty of action so far. Braden Pritchard back up in a P10. Look at that. Coming through, really shaking the camera there on that exit. Very tricky in the Formula Ones, just as tricky in the big V8 stock cars. Very heavy and hard to handle, but all these guys are also racing in our V8 series as well, so a lot of experience That's what's giving Shane Van Gisbergen the advantage as he's in his rookie year in the States. Rookie full season, I should say. Oh, look at that. Look at the battle between the Frenchman and the Argentinian. Snowden up front. There is Bruno Kalev behind him. Bruno trying to get up the inside, getting a good run through, taking that advantage on the exit of the next corner, but is it enough to get up the inside? Will he come out under brakes? Snowden very strong through here. Although Kalev got the exit, he might get the run to the next corner. Bruno Kalev on the inside now. Yes, he gets it for the hairpin. Snowden just happy to settle in behind the championship leader. Further back it's to Glass, chasing Steneker up in front. And here comes Braden Pritchard. It's Pritchard, then Matthew Belton, and the Kiwi just behind them as well, Matthew Parry. Carl Strahal is in the 48 further back. There he is. That's Pritchard and Belton. And there's Parry in the background closing in that gap as well. So there's a lot of close racing here. Pritchard the closest, who is putting pressure on to Glass here. Down the front there, turn 2. You can see from the aerial vision. Beautiful shots here in Canada. So back up front, it is Scott Flack absolutely dominating that gap. Is 11 seconds. Then it's Gary Cross, and here comes Saviliev. That gap's still about 1.5, 1.7 floating around that area. And they charge down the main straight to start their 8th lap of this circuit. Kalev back up in a P4 already. He's already made 4 positions. And he is circulating in the 130, mid 135s. Scott Flack, fastest lap of the race so far, 134.6. Hard to beat as we watch Kalev coming out of turn 2 now. Antonis, the boy from Greece, not Australia, as you can see down there. He is Greek. We'll have to fix that up. And Chandra back in 7. So the field's starting to spread out now, really finding their way. And here's a big group to Glass. Pritchard still back behind. And Steneker together. Look at Belton in the background, just sliding that car out of the corners. Trying to keep as smooth as possible there. You're watching, oh, Pritchard just locking up under brakes, which is what he did with, no, he didn't do that with Kalev. Just slides it through to Glass, just gets bumped out, has to take the safety road and loses a couple of spots in the meantime. Up the front, P2, Gary Cross, and we are behind Gary Steele, who should be getting the blue flag, but that's Gary Cross moving out of the way for Saviliev. Moving up into P2, fantastic effort there. Opatasano and Mezhkov retiring early. Hopefully they'll join us for race 2. Only 2 laps to go for Scott Flack with a 13-second lead. Oh! A rollover for Jacob Steele. Spectacular there from Jacob. Let's see that unfold as he comes in, watching the green car behind, trying to go offline, but there's no grip out there, and he's gone to brake. Locked up late, locked it up, hit the grass, rolling over, spectacular. And he rejoins. So Scott Flack out in front, 15-second lead now. Villeneuve under pressure from Gary Cross, just under a second there. And then it's Snowden defending now Antonis, and this is a race for, that's for P5. Antonis, a fantastic job here. He's really mastering this car. We've had him here once before on the ovals, but look at him go on the road circuit. William Snowden just joining us tonight in the 57 car from France, and he is definitely making an impression already. So too Gary Cross, our two SimHaus rookies, but no rookies to sim racing. Oh, Antonis getting a great launch out, and he'll get himself in position for turn one. We've seen if the other cars beside, but no, he's taken that nice and smoothly now. No, he hasn't. He's settled back in behind Snowden there. Snowden showing a clean pair of heels at the moment. Both lapping in the 138, so they lost a bit of time there through that, and those tyres are going off real quick. There's nothing in it as we've got one lap to go. Scott Flack has taken us through, and this is actually coming down for the checkered flag. Here we go, just in time. It is Scott Flack, dominated from the pole position. Crosses the line. Congratulations to him. Scott Flack rolls around as we've got Gary Cross back in P2. And Villeneuve settles back. And that is Bruno Kalev almost taking the position. Can he get it done on the line? It's going to be a sprint race across. These two, Bruno Kalev may give it to the teammate, and yes he does. Pro Mix Flame teammate giving P3 to Bruno Kalev. So that leaves Snowden crossing the line, Chandra close behind, and Antonis battling it out with Matthew Belton, teammates in the same car. Can't tell which one's which. He's going to give they're both trying to give positions back, but Matthew's saying no, buddy, you take it. As Laszlo crosses the line for P9, Hank Jan Steneker. Here he comes, finishing in the top 10. And Matthew Parry from New Zealand coming around the final corner to take the checkered flag for himself and New Zealand. Finishes in P11. Then we've got Braden Pritchard showing great speed there early on. Just got caught up in an incident with Bruno Kalev, who recovered into P3. And it looks like he might have run out of fuel as well. So he'll be falling down the field as the others cross the line. Jacob's still already crossing, and we've got the two DNFs. So the best Braden can do, and Carl Strahl is crossing the line in P12. Okay, what an eventful race one. I'm looking forward to race two. Hope you guys are too. Wherever you're listening to, make sure you are subscribing to us on the YouTube channel. Hit that notification bell and you will get updates next time we are online. But for now, we're going to go to a commercial break. Set yourselves up for race two. Set yourselves up. Get yourself a drink, something to eat, because it's going to be on as soon as we return after these messages.
There is nothing like the mountain, the speed, the history, and most importantly, the sound. It's part of the Bathurst 1000, and now it's part of your whiskey too. Aged to perfection with the sweet sounds of a roaring V8 pumping through each oak barrel. Like a perfect lap of the mountain, each sip will leave you wanting more. For the second year, Ned Australian Whiskey brings you the 2022 limited edition Sounds of Bathurst Whiskey. And this year, Ned have taken it up a gear. The boldest drink for the greatest race in Australia.
Hey, welcome back. Race 2 now. We are getting ready. Lost a couple of drivers there, but that's all good. Waiting for everyone to grid. The boys have got 1 minute to grid up. And that is the safety car ready to take us round. Couple of guys have switched cars. And that is the safety car rolling off. So to the grid. Number 53 needs to roll off Antonis. There it goes. As the roll-off, we'll introduce the grid here now. It's going to be Antonis Paparanopoulos on pole, Matthew Parry in 2, Laszlo to Glass, Pat Young, Stanica. Watch them in the first 2 corners. Then it's going to be Matthew Belton, the Queenslander, next to the Frenchman, William Snowden. Our Indonesian, Eric Chandra, will be starting P7, Gary Cross. This is reverse quali. So the faster guys will be towards the back, and we see there Bruno Kalef and Scott Flack in 11 and 12. 17 laps this one. It's going to be an absolute stonker. Can't wait for this one. The boys will be very patient at the back as we see the safety car just rolling through. Who's your pick after race 1? Who do you think's going to win? Race 2, Scott Flack looking very strong, but there's a lot of work to do. This race will probably incur at least 1 pit stop. It is slightly longer than the second race. We've shortened the first one so we could finish on 1 tank. The boys did have to fuel save towards the end there. They were starting to watch the fuel tank. There was a lot of conversation about the fuel burn in these heavy cars. It is a long circuit, 1.5 minutes to get around. And it's going to be Antonis Paparanopoulos taking us, leading us through with the Kiwi on screen left from New Zealand, finishing the front row. Here we go, safety cars rolled in now. It will be up to Antonis, the Greek god, on pole next to the Kiwi. Then we've got Laszlo to Glass and Young Stanica. There we go. That's a green flag. Cars are spreading out there. They're overtaking, getting caught up with each other. Braden trying to sneak in behind Bruno. Oh, very hot under brakes. Parry just running wide there. Very awkward spot to rejoin. Got the rest of the field trying to get through. Parry losing a lot of positions. Already down into P9 from P2. But it's Antonis. Oh, Stanica in the back there. Smacking it in the wall. Causing a huge... taking out his teammate. Oh, both teammates out in that incident. We're watching the orange car now. Let's see what happens here. Oh, he's just come wide. That took Daniel Apadasano, but he's tried to stay in the middle of the track. Scott Flack getting through, but he's Saviliev collecting him. And that is Bruno Kalef involved in yet another accident. And Gary Cross making his way through. Laszlo to Glass facing the wrong way. And unfortunately... that is what happened. So Stanica settling into P11, second last at the moment. Up the front of Snowden Pritchard, here we go. This is where the race is on now. Melee down the back, a big gap in the middle of the field here. But up the front is Pritchard trying to squeeze up past Snowden. Braden Pritchard on the charge. We saw him out break himself into turn 1 on lap 1. And Scott Flack up the back in the green and gold. That's Snowden coming up the inside. Oh, the Indonesian Eric Chandra from HM Engineering on the outside. Gets the inside run too, but these cars are very hard to turn. They're doing a fantastic job to come through the chicanes now. Trying to get on the gas. Eric taking that line very well. Very tight circuit through the concrete walls. No room to move. Nowhere to make an accident. There's the leader just out in front with Braden Pritchard in tow. And then it's P3 in front and Eric in P4. Scott Flack, race 1 winner, finishing is in P5. And he should be on the back of Chandra very soon. A further 4 seconds back at the moment. We'll go through the field after a couple laps to see where everyone's settled in at. Kalev still getting caught up in that accident. Unfortunately, he's got to do a lot of work to get through. Oh, Snowden just getting loose. Chandra up the inside now. Oh, Snowden just settles in front. And it's a race, drag race down the straight. Can Eric Chandra tuck into the draft here and increase the speed? We're going to hit it almost 300 kilometers towards the braking zone. 287. They don't brake in a hurry. If you can ride those curbs well, you're short at least half a second. Beautiful shot from Chandra's. Oh, Snowden still coming up the inside here. There he is on the outside. It's a drag race. Side by side, Chandra on the inside now. Got the inside line. Snowden forced to just settle in, and here comes Scott Flack, the green and gold. Cold Trickle tribute. All right, so that's your top 5 at the moment. Antona's still out in front. Oh, under pressure from Matthew Pritchard, so we'll go to that one. Antona's showing a lot of praise in race 1. Braden closing in. He's got to look after his tyres and his fuel. The less fuel he fills up, the shorter his pit stop's going to be, because guaranteed they're going to have to sit in there. That's your top 5. Scott Flack closing in now. Look at him charging down. That's Snowden, the Frenchman, out in front. Right, and Scott's got that right hand, leaving the left one well alone, because that's only going to push you straight into that wall. Perfect day out here in Montreal in Canada, as we see Scott Flack going to go around the outside. There goes Snowden. Can he catch it? Oh, he's all over the shot, but he's managed to hold it, giving plenty of room and a lot of space to Scott Flack, just easily closing in there. And that's how it's done. Scott Flack just calmly going through. He's very good in the Formula 1 series, racing in the International F1 series in sim racing for his team based in the UK. So Poole is still out in front defending Pritchard. That's the gap. Oh, deep under brakes. It's got the inside line, but Poulos on the outside. Antonis is going to stay out there, but Pritchard's trying to tuck in. He's going to come out in the braking zone. Oh, he doesn't have enough there. He's got to let him go on this one. Pritchard going wide, but he's gone too wide, and there's his opportunity. And that will be Pritchard taking the lead from Antonis. Very fast Braden Pritchard in these cars. Oh, Tonus just getting that. Just got that front caught on that inside ripple. Oh, he's taken out another driver with him. That was William Snowden. So here they come in, watching the front of the black car 53. Oh, he's locked up just before the corner. And he's been out there. Maybe Snowden went out on his own. Oh, he was. It's Snowden and Flack as well. So we'll see if Flack got caught up in that with Snowden, whether that was a touch. No, it wasn't. It was just 3 drivers separately on separate conditions. Anyway, we'll go back live now as Flack is back into P5 and chasing Snowden once again. Antonis Paparanopoulos in 3 and Eric Chandra, the Indonesian, up into P2, chasing down Braden Pritchard. So we've got the Aussie, the Indonesian, the Greek, the French, the Aussie, then the Argentinian moving up into P7. And that's Bruno Kalev. Got a lot of work to do, chasing down Matthew Belton in P6. Gary Cross behind as well, so he suffered a bit through that incident at the start there. Then we've got Villeneuve, also Proxy Flame, Pro Mix Flame, getting caught up in that incident with Hank-Jan Steneker, who, Parry, trying to get out of the way of Steneker. There he goes through, so Steneker up a position, Parry out of the way, and Parry giving up on that one. Oh, it's a Glass just out-braking himself there. So back up front, it's Braden Pritchard. Oh, is he going to lose it? No, he's just managed to hold on. A lot of guys braking under heavy braking. Sorry, a lot of guys locking up under heavy braking. Give us a shout out on the YouTube channel if you're watching. Want to know where you're watching from and who you're supporting. Watching the leader now, Braden Pritchard defending against Eric Chandra from Indonesia with a 1.5 second gap. Then further back it is Antonis Paparanopoulos. And he has got some quick guys behind him. William Snowden, Scott Flack. These spins are really heating up the tyres for them. They're not going to be able to survive if they keep doing that. Yeah, there you can see Bruno Clef charging down. That's he's bringing. That's Gary Cross with him as well. Nice and smooth through that dog leg onto the main straight. Flack tucking in as hard as he can. Coming across the start finish line. They're weaving, changing positions. Where's the battle? That's still Snowden out in front. Black still closing in slightly on Snowden, but Snowden showing that he's no slouch when it comes to stock cars. Black still with the fastest lap of the race at 1:34.8. Snowden's fastest at the moment is 1:36, but he's doing enough to hold back Scott Flack. He's got race 1 win, trying to make it another one, but he's got a lot of work to do. It's only 7 laps of 17, so we still have a few laps to go, 10 laps in all, and they're bound to be pitting for at least one set of one set of tyres, I should say, set of boots. Looks like Belton's falling back into P9, or Sevillier's just made the move up on Belton there. Oh, and that's Snowden. We just missed that. So where's... Just watching Snowden now coming into the final penultimate corner before the main straight. Is he going to lock up? Oh, he's just locked up. Couldn't straighten it up. Hit the curb. And that was all over Red Rover for Snowden there. Snowden just settling back into P8. He's got a lot of work to do now. So too the guys at the front. That's Matthew Belton in front and Villeneuve further up in front for Pro Mixed Flame. Braden Pritchard still out in front with Eric Chandra. These two are inseparable. Chandra up within a second behind. We are missing Vlad Tokarev, who's not here with us tonight. Well, these two. This is the head of the race here. Chandra closing in slightly under brakes. Look at that gap there. And we've got a 3-car train into the pits. It's Flack, Villeneuve, and Snowden. There they are, Villeneuve, the last one of the two. Black already out into the pits, rejoining. He'll be rejoining in P6. He's getting a great run out. Manages to get out just ahead of Gary Cross there, who is coming around beside Snowden, who has pitted. So I'll see if we can see their tyre compounds. Not actually coming up. It is the road tyre for these guys. This is a fixed setup for these guys. They can change bias and wheel lock, which does help in some of the steering. We'll go back to the action. Oh, it's Braden Pritchard dropping in a pit lane now. Chandra's got to go out, smash his outlap. He does not want to get undercut by Braden Pritchard if he wants to maintain that lead. So let's see how quickly Braden Pritchard can get his pit stop done. The left side going up now. The fuel going in. He needs a full tank again. Otherwise he won't make it to the end. Lap 10 is not late, but it's over halfway. So if they want to maximize it, they should have probably just come in around the 8-9 lap mark. There's Braden Pritchard rejoining. Where does he slot in? He slots into P4 ahead of Scott Flack. Where is Scott Flack? Just coming round. So the time gained on that pit stop for Scott Flack, that advantage of 1 or 2 laps is huge. He's now looking at the virtual leader in front of him as we see Belton coming into the lane now. Actually, he's coming back out after his new fuel and tyres. There he goes. And here comes Steneker down the main straight. All right, penalty for Matthew Belton. Oh, he's sped in pit lane. Maybe the entry of the pit lane. But unfortunately, that is either a stop and go or a drive-through penalty, depending on how fast he was over the speed limit. Chandra in the pits now. So let's keep an eye on Braden Pritchard because he's at the hairpin while Chandra now needs to come in. And that is Antonis and Kalev coming in with him. So this will be a good indicator. Kalev actually flying through the pits. Not too sure if that was too fast for him. But there's Braden Pritchard in the background. And Chandra out very quickly. Where is he? There they go. So, actually Poulos and Calef. But where's Pritchard? Oh, he's coming through turn 1 and 2. So Pritchard's going to lose a couple of spots. Because he has got now... Well, it shows him still in P2. And that's... Oh, there they are behind. So, yes. Pritchard manages to just escape. But he's lost a bit of time to Eric Chandra. Chandra smashing that outlap and getting the advantage out on Pritchard now. And so this will be a race home for the win. And look at these three. That's Calef, series winner. Then it's Antonis and Scott Flack, the fastest driver on track at the moment. With a 1:33.8, that's his fastest lap this race so far. Well ahead of the other drivers, and that would have been on this fresh set of tyres. Antonis escaping into the road now as Belton coming in to serve his penalty. And that's him, and that's to Glass in the background as well, coming in for his tyres. Gary Cross is out by himself in P6. But it's the race up front that's getting very interesting. And this will get hotter towards the end of the race. Oh, Pritchard just going straight ahead there in turn 1. Very awkward through there. Out of brakes once again. Pritchard on one of his personal bests so far, 1:35.5. Just watch that gap out in front because that's what we're watching for. Calef just dropping back a little bit in the clutches of Scott Flack. Scott's going to keep him company. Unfortunately, Antonis is just dropping off the back a little bit now. Scott Flack charging through. Chasing down series leader Bruno Calef, the Argentinian, always showing his dominance in the road course, but Scott Flack absolutely and definitely the fastest guy in Canada at the moment. 12 laps down, only 5 laps to go. What can happen? Anything can happen. We've seen that time and time again as Belton stays in the pits or serving yet another penalty. Scott Flack very dominant under braking there. Maybe Bruno fuel saving by just coasting into the corners. Scott Flack dumping an extra tank in and some extra gallons. Oh, through the switchback. Just easy on the rears there as they exit. Come back to that as Eric Chandra's lead is down to 1.6 and he's got a lap car. That's to Glass in between. So what can to Glass do? Is he just going to stay out of the way, getting the blue flags? Pritchard up the inside. So Glass is not there to race with these guys. Oh, almost lost in front of Calef and Flack. They had to avoid that. Otherwise, they're going to be part of that. And Antonis is just approaching to Glass at the moment as well. So it's a massive, massive... we'll send the drone up into the skies. And that is the front of the field. That is Chandra, Pritchard, Calef and Flack going through the dogleg, coming down the main straight. This lead's compressing very nicely now. Licking the lips, get the popcorn ready. It's the Indonesian out front, stretching away. He's only got 3 laps to lead. He's got to defend for another 3 laps against Pritchard, who's brought that gap just over a second now. That's half a second in a couple of laps. So with a couple of laps more, he'll be even closer again. Pritchard just running super wide there, almost into the wall. Bruno and Flacky together. That's the battle. And it looks like Antonis and Gary Cross behind there as well, or is that to Glass? That's to Glass, so it's... I think Scott Flack's up his side. There they are, side by side. Look at that. That's the driver's window. Scott Flack deep under brakes for Flack now. Oh, it just hits the wall, trying to get through and make it stick. He's into P3, now he wants to make it P2. He's got 2 laps. He could almost get the lead from here. Eric Chandra on that lap alone was 135.5 and Scott Flack was a 136.4. So theoretically, Chandra gained on that lap, last lap. But it looks like the gap's closing. Well, that's definitely opening up from Pritchard. Pritchard's going to be a hard car to pass as well. Oh, left. Just touching the wall. Before we get to the end, we'll go through the field. We've only got a couple laps, so let's see where everyone else is at. That's Antonis Paparanopoulos in P5. Gary Cross further back in P6. Then it's Alexei Saviliev. He's been charging hard all race. He's in 7. And Snowden falling back. He was definitely up the front. Maybe he got stuck through that pit stop. And Hagan Stenica coming loose and taking out both his teammates is back in P9. Then it's Matthew Belton after a couple of pit stop penalties in P10. Laszlo to Glass out there in P11, and Matthew Parry has retired from the race, getting ready for race 3. So now we're done the formalities. Let's watch the action. And there's Chandra, Pritchard and Flack. Kalev further back. This is definitely Flack's night if he can just hold that position. Oh, just look at that power slide coming out from Braden Pritchard. Manages to hold it off the wall into the deep brakes. He's probably looking in the rear vision mirror now. Great shots coming out of Canada. Oh, he's just getting squirrely, but that's bringing Flack up in. We're on board now with Scott Flack charging in P3. They're both locked up. Pritchard's just gone straight through, losing a lot of time there. As you can see, Flack just closing in. Watch Flack under brake. That's his strength now, up the inside. No, he's decided against it so far. Oh, Pritchard just getting loose coming out of the corners. And he's going to lose his advantage because Flack's top speed is going to be reached well before Pritchard, especially with this this toe that Pritchard's giving. He's up next to Pritchard now, side by side, under brakes. Gets the job done. Oh, can he stay away from the wall? No, they both can't. Pritchard's coming back, but so's Kalev. We're on board with Pritchard now. He's got Kalev right behind him. So it's a 2-car battle for P2. Chandra may hold on to this. We are on the last lap of the race. So Chandra out in front, over 2.5 seconds, as you can see from the timing screen. Top left-hand corner. And then it's Scott Flack we are on board with. Oh, just going wide. He's going to struggle. Pritchard getting a great run through there, and he's through. But Kalev is in the mix now. Flax has got to breathe, defend, and attack at the same time. And there they are, two side by side. Bruno getting through, so Flax lost 2 positions in about 3 corners, showing how much you need to just control the car the whole time. Pritchard bringing that camouflage car, trying to hide in the track, but this is the city, boy, so we won't be able to. So it's Pritchard into the hairpin. Oh, this is going to be a drag race. I can't watch. Who's your pick on this? Top 3. Oh, and that's Kalev just getting loose. Flack just try. Flack's going to be charging both of these drivers. And he's not going to be able to gain, so it looks like it's just going to be Eric Chandra taking the checkered flag and coming through the chicane now. It's Flack and Kalev drag race with Pritchard. Congratulations. But here it is. It's going to be Braden Pritchard, Bruno Kalev and Scott Flack taking... What a fantastic race. And Tonus coming across for P5 as well. Gary Cross not too far behind. Only about 8 or so seconds crossing the line for P6. Okay, so it means Sevillev's coming onto the main straight as well now for Pro Mixed Flame. Teammate of Bruno Kalev. Then we've got the Frenchman also coming through the last dogleg onto the main straight. It looks like he's happy with that or annoyed. I don't know which one. But hang on, Stanica, long run down the back straight. And then Matthew Belton still coming around. Unfortunately, he copped a penalty there, which cost him a lot of time. But fantastic race for the guys up front. Scott Flack trying to calm down after that one. He lost a big opportunity there. He's in P2, but he had to settle for P4. So congratulations, Eric Chandler. Job well done. All right, so Stanica's crossed the line. Matthew Belton coming down for the last couple of corners. And that is Matthew Belton crossing the line. We've only got one to go. That is Laszlo to Glass in 11. Just waiting for him to cross the line now. As he comes into the pits, I think he's already crossed the line. Okay. So it's race results for race 2. It is Eric Chandra for HM Engineering finishing in P1. An exciting finish there. Got through Pritchard on the pit stop run and held it for the win. Congratulations. First race back in a while with us and takes a win already. Braden Pritchard very strong up the front. Manages to finish and just hold off against Bruno Kalev. And the Scott Flack, unfortunately, losing a couple of spots there, had to settle for P4. Antonis Paparanopoulos finished in P5 from pole, which is a great effort from him. Had a couple of little tricky spots there, which lost a bit of time. And Gary Cross crossing in P6. Alexei Saviliev in P7 for Pro Mixed Flame, crossing in P7. Ahead of William Snowden, then hang on, Stanica, Matthew Belton. Then P11 was Laszlo de Glass and Matthew Parry closing out early. Okay, time for us to get ready for race 3. The last feature race of the night. Hope you're staying tuned. We'll be back after we set the grid after these commercial breaks. Stay tuned.
How about? What are we playing?
Ya lo sabéis, it's Halo Day.
Yeah, one sec.
He's playing football, isn't he?
这家伙, you know he fancies himself a footballer.
Oh, whatever. Look, your love makes me strong, but your hate makes me invincible. All right, let's get on Halo then.
Let's go.
Ready.
Dale.
You went back this time, right? You got some time.
Chill, chaval. I won't ghost you this time.
I'm going hallway.
I got right.
Uno fuera.
Oh, I'm not going down.
Lock in. Next kill wins it.
Where is he? No lo veo.
Nisha, you hear that?
Pick on him, top left.
There. I'll push it. He's one shot.
Game over.
Got him.
Well played.
Same time tomorrow then.
We'll see.
Bye-bye.
Ciao, nos vemos.
Okay, welcome back, ladies and gents. It is race 3, the final race of the night. And we've dropped another couple of guys. Time difference overseas around the world is different, so some guys have to go to work, some guys are just waking up or have to go to bed, one of the two. So we were left with 9. From 17 at the start, we're down to 9. And it's Scott Flack starting on pole. There he is. Then Eric Chandra, safety car out in front, ready to take these boys around. Bruno Kalev in 3. Then Gary Cross, Alexei Saviliev. We'll go through the grid as always on the outlap, and it is going to be Scott Flack to start on pole, Eric Chandra, Bruno Kalev, Gary Cross, your top 2 rows. Then further back, it will be Alexei Saviliev from Russia, William Snowden from France, Laszlo Teglas from Hungary, and Hank Young Stenneker from the Netherlands. Look at that international field there. And it continues as we've got Matthew Belton from Australia. The Argentinian, the Indonesian, and a couple more Aussies out in front. So that'll be the starting order for the final race of the night. Thank you for joining us. We hope you enjoyed it. If you want this car and track combination, click the link in the description down below and join our community with that Discord channel link. You are welcome to join us at any time. Just rolling up, getting the tyres warm. Boys trying to warm up those tyres now. Final race of the night. Will we see 2 pit stops? I don't think these guys are going to make it to lap 12. They could. Scott Flack may try for it depending on how it went in race 1. There's been a lot of chatter. Race 3. The fast guys are still here, racing for the championship glory. Bruno Kalev, your current series leader. Vlad Tokarev not here to challenge him tonight, but it is Scott Fleck taking his place. Ahead on points, here we go. Waiting for the call. Green, 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 there it goes. The engines are rising, they are off. They're all out to the outside. Scott Flack getting a good jump down the green and gold. Eric Chantra on, they're coming together. They're not going to be able to pull it up. Oh, how does he do that? I can't understand that. I don't know how he did that. Stop asking, just it is what it is. And there he goes, well done. Looked like he was totally out of control and about to hit the grass and then take out pretty much the whole field. Scott Flack charging away there. Garrett Cross defending against Snowden there. He's got to protect the outside. Snowden's going to have the better brakes. Cross might stay out the outside, but no, he's far enough in front just to take his own line and not have to defend and lose time to the guy in front. And that is Saviliev in the green machine out in front of him. But Bruno Kalev now out in front. This is P3. Oh, Chandra just going wide there. Oh, straight in front of the Argentinian. And these cars do have damage, so that could damage the front of Bruno's car, causing all sorts of radiator issues. So just watch for the smoke pouring out of the back of that car later on in the race as that radiator may fail. But it's Scott Flack, look at that, 2.5 second gap already. We're not even finished lap 1. And it is Saviliev chasing down Chandra now. Right up the back of his Pro Mixed Flame teammate. There was 4 of them out there at the moment. That was Saviliev, Kalev, Hanyan Stanica, and Alexander Mezhkov, who retired through race 1. Oh, Bruno just getting wide there. Uncharacteristic move from him. But just showing how hard these cars are to turn. Flack is charging out front. Fastest lap of the race already. And about to make it another fast lap as well. It's a nice tidy group there. That's Kalev, Saviliev, Chandra, and Cross in the background in the number 9 car. And Snowden should be coming around. There he is. And he's got Hang On Stanica keeping him busy as well. So watch for these two. And then it's Belton and Teglas, the Aussie and the Hungarian, bringing up the top 10. All right, so credit where credit's due. It's Flack out in front, absolutely smashing it. He's definitely going to go for the 2 pit stops. These two guys cannot start distracting each other. They need to charge and hopefully help each other with a bit of bump drafting, I would assume, to catch Scott Flack, but he's absolutely motoring at the moment. 3 seconds quicker than Bruno Kalev in P2. Fastest lap of the race, a 1:34.9, but he's going to make that even quicker again as it crosses the line, a 1:33. Check that stat up the top, a 1:33.835. Very quick indeed. And Kalev a 1:34.7. And Savelyev a 1:34.8. Chandra back in 4. After that little runoff incident in front of Kalev there. If you're not too familiar with these guys' names, be assured that they are top international sim racers, every one of them, including Scott Flack out the front, racing in the FSR World Formula One Championship. Got the Aussie out front, the Argentine in P2, the Russian in P3, the Indonesian in P4, closing up on Savelyev. Nice and tight there. It's a nice drag race. Great helicopter shots from up above. Closing in under brakes, quickly down the gears. In the first gear. Gets a great launch coming out of there, nice and smooth. Scott Flack out in front, putting almost half a second on these guys. That's position 2, 3, and 4 on your screen right now. Then it's Gary Cross will cross to him. Pardon the pun. Looks like he's closing. Let's watch that time closely. That's 3.5 seconds behind the boys in front. Looks like he's still in touch with these guys. Stenica now in P6. Lapping in the 1:36s, and Snowden having an incident and see him falling further down, and he is soon in the clutches of Teglass and Belton, who are having a great race here. On board with Belton now. Oh, up the inside. Can he get up the inside? No, Teglass has covered that one. Belton should have just got the launch right around the outside, got the momentum down the back straight here. This is one of the longest straights in the circuit, probably the longest. Top speed of what we saw, 287. I'll let you know as soon as I get in the braking zones. 287, top speed. Oh, Teglass locking up there. See the smoke just pouring into Belton's cockpit there. And again into turn 1. Just got to control each side. Not too sure what tyres are burning up quicker. But guaranteed around the lap 10 mark we'll see them coming into the pits for fresh rubber, and I assume fuel as well. Okay, so out in front, it's Scott Flack. There he is, coming around the hairpin. And here's the other two. Where's Savelyev? Oh, look at this. Absolutely ragging around the corner. Not too sure if that's intentional, but they're both teammates are doing exactly the same thing. These guys are on a fixed setup, and they are losing time now to Scott Flack, who's got a Just under a 5-second lead after 5 laps. Scott Black crossing the line now with a 1:33.7. That is the fastest lap of the race. And you'll soon see it on your stat screen up above. Other than the 20 laps remaining sign. We're going to miss that. But that was Scott Flack with the fastest lap of the race. A 1:33.7. Kalev behind him was a 1:35.4. So that's over a 1.5 second difference. Just on that lap alone, he is absolutely flying out front. I'm sure he's decided on a 2-stopper. So if you're going to do that, you probably want to come in around lap 7. He's absolutely motoring out front. This is your race leader, Scott Flack, dominating all race. He's got a race win in race 1 and a P4 in race 2. Both rotors lighting up there. You can see them red hot coming into that hairpin. They should have time to cool down the main straight as we see the other drivers going around the hairpin at the moment, closing up on that gap. They are closing in within each other as well now. Chandra coming back into the fold, only a couple of seconds behind. There you can see the gap. And this is Scott Flack coming through now. We'll go a full lap with Scott Flack as he takes us round. He's absolutely flying. Let's just listen to that V8 engine for a full lap. Well, that was a full lap of Scott Flack around, taking us around the Canadian circuit in Montreal, Quebec. Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. So how is Bruno going, chasing him down? Oh, he's got a gap now on Savelyev. Looks like Chandra's had an incident as he's only coming around the front straight. So he's lost contact with the front drivers. And then it's Stenikov moving up the field now, very strong. Also past Gary Cross. So Stenikov moving up into P5. That's 3 Pro Mixed Flame drivers within the top 5. They've come here in force tonight and they've definitely dominated, lasting the 3 races. A lot of drivers have dropped out around the world for different reasons. Oh, Stenica. We saw him lose that earlier on in the evening. Race 2, taking out his 2 teammates. Just manages to hold on there. Laszlo to Glass still racing with Matthew Belton. Fantastic job. These two must be having so much fun out there trying to race each other. Oh, under brakes, Belton just closing in. But to Glass getting the launch on the exit, and that shows you the difference in driving style and tactic. Oh, it's a Glass locking up. Belton straight in the pit lane. That is his two-stop strategy. Come down in neutral. As long as he didn't exceed the pit lane speed limit, he should be fine for another, avoiding yet another penalty, hopefully, as he comes in for his set of rubber. Now, that is 9 laps. That is the pit window if you're going to make it a two-stopper. We can see Scott Flack out in front, still out there, lapping in the 134s. So he hasn't lost much time after 9 laps. He's one driver that may want to just stay out another 2 or 3 laps. You see Belton coming out now, and he comes out without incident, as we don't see any penalties waived for him. And he comes out, and he should be able to finish on that set. Although that's slightly early, we will see at the end of the race. So it's Scott Flack out in front. Who is coming in the pits now? Will Bruno follow? No, Bruno and Alexi out in front now. So they are now going to assume the lead as we see Flack. So Flack is coming in. That's a bit late for a two-stopper, but it's too early for a one-stopper. So that is very, very interesting. My money was on him stretching it out for 3 laps, but I don't think he's going to make it. The pace he was going at the start was electric, and these two guys were finding it very hard, but maybe it was the tactics of these two to just take it easy, drafting each other, looking after the fuel. Saviliev, Gary Cross now in the pit lane as well. Oh, he's missed his spot. He's overshot it by a mile. He's had to reverse and get back into it as we go back to the lead now. This is Bruno and Alexei Saviliev, both pro mixed flame teammates out in front. Now Flack is out of the pits now. Chandra has got the jump, and I assume he's already come in the pits. I didn't see him come in the pit window, but that's too far. But no, actually he did make that mistake, losing about 11 seconds. So that could be right. I don't think Chandra's actually come in yet. So will Bruno and Alexei come in this lap, or will they decide to just keep that momentum going? They really need to see how much seconds they're going to lose towards Scott Flack on a fresh set of rubber. And we can tell you with our timing screen. You can watch it live, follow the live link. But it's Bruno Kalev coming in. What's Saviliev doing? He's coming in as well. So where is Scott Flack? He's coming down the main straight. So Bruno really needs to get in, get that rubber, and get out as soon as possible if he's going to minimize any deficit to Scott. Oh, he's missed his spot as well. So he's had to reverse. So Sevilla is going to come out clean. Chandra coming in for his set. Kalev, unfortunately, is going to lose the lead. Oh, and he's... I don't know how far back he's going, but he's lost his spot altogether. And that's going to be him out of the race. So where is Scott Flack? Scott Flack has taken the lead. So through the pit stop, he finds himself back in the lead again. Sevillev's going to be his closest rival with 4.5 second gap. That has been reduced from memory, but we've got to Glass in there, P5. Bruno only just... How did he miss his pit stop? I don't know. I think he thought he was right up the front. This is going to be interesting. Bruno's going to overtake on the pit exit, which he can do because it's not the pit line anymore. It's only the control line at the end of pit lane as Matthew Belton. That's for position. So that's Matthew Belton just settling in behind. And that's to Glass as well. So that's all for position. Kalev, and that's how far Kalev has fallen back past the leader, Scott Flack. That's going to give Flack plenty of breathing room. So Kalev's only tactic now would be to actually fuel save this whole stint, because I think Flack will have to come in again. As Tecles and Belton find themselves together once again. Belton just overshooting that one a fraction, and he's come out a bit tight. So with that run of pit stops, we've seen a huge gaps, and Snowden in for his stop now. So he rolls into the lane. Everyone overshooting their pit box. He's not going to get the tyres done there. As he falls down the timing screen, currently in P8. So to Glass coming through now in P9. All right, so I've got Gary Cross and Bruno Clef. Oh, look at that. Bruno Clef chasing hard as he can on the back of Gary Cross. Gary Cross, one of the developers for this mod that was released by Studio 397 back in the day. And that mod link is in the description of this video, so go down, click that link, get on board, race with us. If you don't see a country represented, make sure you're the first one as Snowden retires. Kalef getting the job done on Cross there. Scott Flack is still lighting up those timing screens. Purples all last lap. New fastest lap of the race, a 1:33.514. And that's why he's stretching that lead to P2 to over 9 seconds now. As Sibeliev's lapping in the 1:35s. That is a full 2 seconds slower than the leader, Scott Flack. This will create a lot of energy there. So I'm not too sure how long my mic's been offline, but I hope you guys heard me throughout that last section. But if you didn't, then our next rain will be at Darlington in 25th of September. So just repeating, Scott Flack taking the race win and the round win out in front of Alexei Saviliev, and then Bruno Kalev, Eric Chandra, Gary Cross, Matthew Belton, Hank Arnstenica, Laszlo de Gles, and William Snowden from France. So congratulations to those guys. Hope to see you all again for the next round, round 8 at Darlington, and make sure you tune in. If not, make sure you join us by clicking on the Discord link in the description below. Get the details. You can, all the data's provided, all the links are provided. Join our server next time and start racing with these guys. And hope to see you soon. But until then, that's all from me at Canada in Montreal. So for now, see you next time.